Good afternoon. I'm going to take this radio and put it on the bench, and I'm going to try to cut the nuts out of that dial cord. I don't think I'm going to be able to do very much with it, but we're going to give it a try because I'd like to be able to listen to this thing tonight. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So let's get started. We'll get you up on a tripod. First thing I got to do is take off my speaker wires here, which are twist tied on. Oh, the thing come off inside. That's nice. The insert and the wire nut came off, and I don't know if I can get it on or I have to strip the wires back. Looks like I gotta strip the wires back. And we'll just cut that off. That's the end of that wire nut. I'll see if this one does the same thing. Well, that one came off properly. Let's see which way I twisted that. And I'm going to string a dial cord. No way. Can't even see to twist wires together. Now, I'm going to turn this heater off. This heater's getting, I just don't want to forget to plug it in. Getting a little warm in here. Yeah. One step forward, 2 steps back. One thing's for sure, there's only 4 screws holding this radio, 2 on the base and 2 on the bottom. I don't expect to be able to do very much with this dial cord at all. I gotta try to get that bump out. As I explained before, that's the problem. Alright. I hope I'm in camera. I can't see the viewfinder. The camera's up in the corner of on top of the reel-to-reel machine right now, and I can't see the viewfinder. I have to use a mirror, but I can't seem to get lined up properly. So we gotta just wing it. I wasn't going to pull this out until I got the speaker, which I don't have. right now. But maybe I can get you some close-ups of what I am dealing with here. I'll try to anyway, so no guarantees. Alright, let me get you closer here. Alright, let me pull this tube. Put this in here. There's a knot in this cord, and let me move now. Okay, the dial stopped at a little less than 4 megacycles, a little bit under 4 megacycles. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that. I'm sorry, I got a terrible camera arrangement here. The best I can do. It just won't go beyond that. I don't. There is a burr right here, right where my screwdriver is. You probably can't see that. Right there. So if I turn it, dial this way, which is up in frequency, then that burr goes down and around the pulley. So that's not the issue. There's something else along the pulley here that's causing it to slip. I think what we're going to do is put Duco cement on as much of this cord from this point over here. I'll try to get this dial. I gotta get my face right in there. I can't help it. I gotta get my face right in there so I can see what portion of the cord is rough and cover that with Duco cement again. It's about all I can do. As one of my viewers had suggested, why not just leave it on the station? Yeah, I could do that, but boy, I'll tell you, it sure takes away all the other possibilities this radio, other stations I could listen to too. And I don't want to get rid of the radio. One of my viewers says, yeah, it's a shame you're going to have to get rid of it. I don't want to get rid of it. I don't. But, you know, when it's like this, I told you many, many, many times I cannot do a dial cord. Those of you who say, what do you got to lose, do it. Well, it'll be a total shelf queen. I'm not going to attempt to do that. I think you got to take the whole damn front off. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Beyond my capability. So I'm going to stop the video right now, and I'll get back in a minute here. I got the Duco cement here. And got a Q-tip, which I am going to cut the end off of, because I don't want to get the glue onto the band spread dial cord. Now, this is how I did it before, and it's the only way I know to maybe get the cord to work. I don't know what else to do. I just don't know. I'm at my wit's end with this thing. So I'm doing what I can. And it's very hard. The glue comes running out of the tube very quickly here. And I'm working against time here. This glue sets up pretty good. I figured I got nothing to lose. Turn that dial up there a little bit and get the rest of this covered. And turn that further up. I think that's the last of it. We'll put a little more on there. It's very hard because nobody knows. You know, the average guy that knows how to do dial cords has excellent vision. It's an impossibility with somebody like me to do it. And even when I was 17 years old, I couldn't do dial cords. I had excellent eyesight, and I couldn't do them. I had to pay a guy to string a dial cord for me. Alright. That is all I can do for now. What I'm going to do here is I got some Lubriplate. This is about 40 years old at least. That came from my old shop. I'm going to put a coating of Lubriplate on the slider here, so that'll be less resistance, and maybe that'll work good too. I don't know. We'll give it a try. Alright, we got the Lubriplate here. We'll put a little bit on the Q-tip here. Hopefully my head's not going to be in the way. And we're just going to hit the top of this because I don't want to do the back side, as I'll hit that dial cord and then I'll be in trouble for having more slippage in there. Let me get the rest off my finger here. All right. Now, I don't know if you can see in there very good, but let me try to get you closer. I can't get you too close, but I'll try. All right. There's little bumps along the way, and they're hard now because I got glue on them. And the reasoning for that is I put the glue on, and I did it before. It strengthens the cord because it's on the verge of breaking, okay? Also, it makes it easier for me to snip off the little burrs. And those little burrs is what's getting caught in the wheel down here. And, you know, making it not turn all the way to the low end of the dial. So what I got to do now is to bring this back. This is where I started gluing, right here. Not even on camera. This is where I started gluing. This is where I ended the gluing, right there. So I'm going to remove this other tube here. Make sure I don't mix them up here. They're marked on the chassis anyways. Take the output tube and the rectifier tube out. So I'll have some work area. I'll be right back. Right, these here are surgical scissors I got from Jewett City Flea Market a couple years ago. They're super sharp. And there's a little hair down there, a little hairball there. That's got to come off. I'm going to have to do this off camera. I got to get my face right on top of it. Within an inch. My eye has got to be about 1 inch away from my work. And I may not even be able to see at that distance. So I'll be back. Alright, I hate to hand hold it, but I'm going to have to. Here is the area from here over to here. This is the accord right there. So where we got to be, we got to try to go beyond this point here. And I don't think we're going to, we got that all lubricated there. So let's go. As we're watching this thing go through here, I don't expect it to work. If in fact anything, I think it'll be even worse. This might give some resistance, so it'll less have to spin. Oh, great. Well, this is a shelf queen. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. As far as it'll go. Oh, now she'll go. Well, I think I'm going to put some more glue through here and let it set. I'll be back. Alright, I trimmed this off as much as I could with these very sharp precision scissors here. It's still rough, but to be rough is good because it'll go over this without slipping. But if it's bumpy, it's not going to work out because there's more than one turn on that thing and it'll interfere. Now, where the dial is right now, alright, here's the band I'm interested in from 3.5 to 4 megacycles. I'm way down here now, which is where I never could be before. Okay? So the band spread normally would be open all the way, and I've discussed this before. The band spread cannot be open any more than this because it hits the speaker magnet because it's the wrong speaker in the cabinet. So unless I trim off the edges of the band spread capacitor, which I really don't want to do, I'm limited to this point here. So that means the dial, instead of having the band spread set all the way over here at 100, the band spread's going to have to be set here at about 70. Alright, so let's not worry about that right now. Let's see where this dial goes, and I'm afraid to turn it. Let's put this back down here. Alright. Alright, getting upon 3.5 megacycles. Alright, I made the mistake of going all the way up here to 31 megacycles, like I said in that video, the other night, because I wanted to hear if there's anything up in through here, and it's really dead. So when I got up to here, I was only able to go down to right here, right in the middle of the 80 meter band, but not low enough. Alright, so now we're going to do it. We're going to go right to the end here. Alright. So as you can see, this is the part of the cord that I glued. This is the part that's all frayed and everything. When I got the radio, this thing was like hairs hanging out of it, long stringy hairs, so the cord is pretty bad. So that's where the cord is sitting now. Now if I'm going to go back to the low end of the band, it's going to come up through this area here, and that's where the problem's going to be. If there was a way, which I can't do it because I'd lose tension on it, to cut the cord from the good part and cut out the bad part and tie it in another piece, but you're going to have knots in it, and they're going to be worse off than the little knobs that are in here now. Let me go on the front here and let's see if we can get this thing back over here. Okay, so here goes. I don't expect it to go, and if it does, it'll probably work a couple of times and then it'll screw up again. But it never did go below 3.5 megacycles before. I could live with that because I can, as long as it goes down to at least 3.5 megacycles, I can get my 80 meter band in here fine. But as I showed on the video yesterday that I made, it would only go down halfway in here, and I needed to be down just a little bit more. So let's see if she goes. It's not feeling too good in here. All right. We're going to leave it there. All right. I trimmed it up. I had a couple more little bumps on here. I trimmed down. Very, very, very hard for me to see. I can't seem to get enough magnification. This here, I have to be right almost on top of it in order to get it lined up. But I did the best I could. So it's cleaned off pretty good. This whole area from here over to about here is bad. So I can get my band to go down below 3.5 megacycles up to 4. What you're hearing here is this thing, because the screws are out of it. So every time I turn the dial, that's what you're hearing. Okay. All right, so That's the best I can do, short of having it sent out to have the dial cord strung. And this radio would cost quite a bit to send. And I don't want anybody paying. Ron, you would offered. I really do appreciate that, but I cannot accept that. That would cost way too much. You're talking about shipping both ways? No, Ron, I cannot do that. I cannot let you do that. I will not let you do that. But I do appreciate it. I don't know if somebody's asked me, do you know anybody locally? Well, first of all, I don't think Mike could. Mike had heart surgery. He's as old as I am. He's probably 74, 75 himself. I'm 76. And with this coronavirus, there is no face-to-face contact with anybody. I am not in any ham radio club or vintage radio club. I do not know anybody locally that can do this for me. Believe me, if I did, just bring it to them and let them do it. But I don't. But I want to thank you, Ron, for the offer. If things get better in the future, if they do, and that two-letter word is a very big word. If things get better, and if things get back to normal, and if I have the money, I will ship it to you and enclose money for you to ship it back. At that point, I will accept your offer. But I will not have you paying for shipping, especially both ways. Okay, that concludes this video. I'm going to put it back in the case, and I'll be careful not to tune around too much. That's about the best I can do. Let's see, we got the audio output tube, 6K6, and we've got the 6X5, I think it is, over here. I'll tell you, the top of that metal cabinet gets very hot from these two tubes. The transformer gets very warm. Not hot where you can't keep your hand on it, but it gets very, very warm. Electrolytic's ice cold. That's original. I did not recap the electrolytic. Okay, that's it. Let's hope it works. I oiled to put some more oil on the ball bearings down here too on the tuning condenser. I did that when I first got the radio. Hopefully all this helps. That's it. Thanks for watching.